What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 17 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Lord Skrolk Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time with the Confederation of Clan Scryers Skaven Blight, the seat of power of the Under Empire and the Council of 13 is now in the plague-riddled claws of Clan Pestilens. This is pretty fantastic for us as it also provides a, well, almost complete military hub with nearly every single unit available to us here at Skaven Blight, well, short of tier 5, but it's very nice because this also opens up a pretty massive new front as there are a few superpowers here that have formed, namely the ogres that will most likely declare war on us shortly as they were fighting the Clan Scryers Skaven as well. Kugath is very much in trouble having lost the Dragonfang Mount to High Queen Khalida here, and we are trying to book it on over with Metastone to try to bail him out. Once again, don't want to lose access to those Nurglite units, as it would be tremendously unfortunate if we did. Hopefully Kugath doesn't actually try to move up here and will move to the Shattered Stone Isle, but, well, I guess we're gonna have to see. Anyway, in terms of what we got to do this particular turn, I think we moved everybody around last episode, and I did the building, which means I believe we're ready to just go skip, and end the turn. Now, this will hopefully, and I would say pretty likely, lead to a battle with the Mutant versus King Jonza, as this is a solid stack by itself with the Bone Giants, the Stalkers, and the piles of Tomb Guard, but the garrison here is absolutely massive. Another Bone Giant, just tons and tons of constructs. I don't know whether Mutant can handle this, but, well, we're gonna find out. Perhaps it is blasphemy not to have faith in the Mutant. And if he dies, we'll just say it was actually a clone all along, trying to usurp the Mutant's name and prestige. Alright, let's see. There's no way these guys don't sally out. Absolutely no way. Really? Okay, they they did not sally out. Okay, that was not expected. A full okay, this is the AI being absolute cowards. Imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if you had a stack with like 20 constructs and like 20 Tomb Guard. That's basically what they have here, and you were afraid to attack this. Oh, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Seriously, what the heck? I don't understand. I really wanted them to sally out because if they don't, we'll have to do this as a siege battle, and as a siege battle we have too much of an advantage against the AI. Maybe they'll have another reinforcing army and they'll be willing to come out and play. Mutant, just stay here. We're gonna have to see. Heshuatl besieged by... Oh, this guy's back. Really? What do you have in your army again? It's a bunch of garbage. Loyal again... Who? I don't know who that is. Ready for duty, Toxin Chieftain. Ah, yes, one of the chieftains that we reset. Our food situation is absolutely horrific right now as well. As is our public order situation, just the situation in general, and not looking so hot. The Confederation kind of created the problem of massively increasing the settlement food upkeep that we currently have, which we weren't counting on at the time, and it's causing a lot of problems empire-wide, so we do have to be careful. On the bright side, we did complete the Reject Poor Recruits technology research. Another Undercity has been established. Toxer has completed his journey as well. And, okay, well, let's just see how... Oh, Kugath, man, he's not doing so good. Ah, Metastone, you have to get over there, man. March stance, or you know what, you're going to do this, not in March stance. If you get intercepted, that's fine. I'm perfectly happy with that. And then you'll jump down here. We should be able to reach Shattered Stone Bay at least. I hope we don't lose Dreadrock. We just gotta keep Kugath alive. But anyway, Reject Poor Recruits is what I was getting at. Reload time reduction plus 10%, pretty solid power up for all of our range units, and especially with Ikit coming onto the field, that's a pretty solid find. I think Promoted on Merit is probably the next way to go. Increased ammunition to Doomwheels, Plague Claws, and Warp Lightnings, as well as another 10% reload. And we could power those things up even further via They Can't Blame Their Tools. I mean, in theory, we do want to go towards plans within plans and all of this good stuff, but I think we saw last time that it takes like 27 turns to go through all of these techs to get here, and this is just straight up good upgrades. So yeah, promote on merit for now. And the clan molder upgrades are kind of not useful, so we're just going to ignore them, same as we've been doing with the clan rat upgrades, because they're not super useful to us, generally. Anyway, scroll key. I see that Tyrion has moved on over here, but we are going to ignore him for now. I want you to head to Kuran. Let's see how we're doing down here. I also would like to have you get the defeat trait for Morgar and possibly Azag as well, or Scrag rather. I keep confusing the two. It's a long way down here, though. Are there any islands on the way? There's one here, there's one here. There are some islands on the way, so we could do that. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen Skrolk fight a lot, but we should probably still knock Kuran out. And we could potentially use Ikit's force as a... and just to sort of stand here. Alright, you, Treb, you're gonna set up over here. I see that this plague is still going, and... Grom the Paunch is out here. What's the likelihood that he attacks Kuran? It's got a decent garrison. I'd say unlikely. Ah, man, they do have the walls as well.
You dishonor me.
Where is he going, I wonder? Oh, there's Durthu as well, with Ariel. Okay, maybe we do fight that. Alright, fine. Scroll key. You would be trespassing in the Vanaheimlings territory, eh? Would you be also trespassing in the Orky territory? Well, I guess we'd have no choice in the matter. Huh, we could go right to the edge of this territory. Go to Kuran right here. And trespass or not, we'll deal with it, whatever. I think these guys aren't gonna like it? Yeah, they're not gonna like it. But that's life. And you, if you go into March Stance, you cannot follow Skrolk at the very least without trespassing. Alright, so I'm gonna have you set up in, let's say, channelings. Oh, that does nothing. Camp Stance right at the edge of the Vanaheimlings territory. And we'll use you to reinforce after. I don't think this one single force should be any kind of threat to you anyway. Alright, who's up next? Ian Roxborough. With your army complete, you're ready to actually go out and be about. Now the question is, where do we send you? These guys are still in a war and are still not moving towards us. Probably could send you up this way. And that's probably what we're gonna do. So go to the Awakening, I guess, because why not? Sit there for a turn. And I guess reduce the construction cavern cost. Not that we have much in the way of money. Plus 57. Oh, no, it's happening again. Alright, and then you're going to, I guess, go to the Fuming Serpent. Likes, okay, I don't know why you did it that way, but whatever. Alright, and then you'll sail out from there. Alright, now, before we sail you out, what do we have in terms of sorcerers? We have Plague. Oh, these guys have not been replaced. Maybe we just get them both and put them in the army. Oh, wait. 7,000 gold and another 300. Okay, I think because of our money situation right now, we have to let these guys go and re-recruit them later. They're costing us a lot of cash and we can't afford them right now. Yeah, let them go. It's too significant. You are costing us, what, 1,000? You know what? Get rid of the Skaven slaves as well. I know that he was providing bonus public order with all of them, but for now, I think we can't. We can't. The minus 40% Skaven slave unit reduction that we were relying on before was a lot better than the plus 20 that we got now, so got a deal. Anyway, Vermich, head out to the Mine of the Bearded Skulls. Will you reduce the costs of everything there, hopefully? Alright, we really need to fight some fights in order to actually make money, though. That's Vermich. The Mutant, we might have to force you to fight. Pustin the Pugilist. You are doing what? You're waiting for Traer here, but you're also, or were potentially also, going to move up here to deal with Akash. What do we have here? I mean, once again, it's a garbage army, it's not worth fighting. I just really would like his army to be destroyed. There we go. Okay, we don't have to deal with him. I'd rather not waste the time. And take the money, I guess. I would have preferred the food, but yeah, I just don't want to deal with them. Once again, we know that the Plague Claw Catapult would have won there. I don't think anybody would disagree. Pustin, then I guess you can go around the coastline and then head to the Galleon's Graveyard. I did want to get you the 2 regiments of renown here, but they're quite expensive. So I think we're going to wait to move you. Let's see how much money we can rack up before we make any moves in that manner. Shurft, we need you to fight. We need you to fight in order to make money. And I guess the same thing is true of Toxer. What's the best way to do this? I wanted to grab Fuchao, but that's probably not going to happen. Ah! Miao Ying's coming down to retake the Temple of Elemental Winds. That's a bit of a shame. And we're busy trying to rescue Kugath with Metastone, meaning we have to cancel whatever we're building here. Cancel this, because she's gonna take it. And I guess we have to send one of these armies this way. We could ignore Tor Mammoth Rider, or we could have you land here instead, then kill him off, and then head to deal with Miao Ying. I think that's what we'll do. Actually, your army would probably be pretty poor at that. Because how are you going to deal with all those Celestial Lions or Miao Ying herself? Yeah, you know what? You're actually going to go here. Land near Shiwu. And I don't see where Nakai... Oh, there he is. We'll see if Nakai attacks you, which I'm gonna be willing to bet that he will indeed attack you. Go into channeling stance, and let's level you up for the ensuing fight. Warp Lightning, probably the way to go here. Yeah, let's go for Warp Lightning. This army is still relatively untested. Let's hope that the hillside doesn't screw us over. We could actually land Toxer nearby to help you out. I'm still inclined to say go this way and deal with Miao Ying, though. And go this way. We could also just give Clan Eshin all of these territories and allow Miao Ying to take them. Just cancel all the stuff. I don't want to lose the trade goods, though. On the other hand, they're not collecting any money. Just out of curiosity. You can get 5,000 gold for Fu Hung, but that's one territory there that isn't likely to actually be destroyed. Alright, well, we'll deal with it possibly, eventually, we'll see. Pustin, just hold off, buddy, hold off. Recruiter Klesh, you're gonna be sticking around there for a while. Tech Thief, and do you finally have the ability to steal some tech? It looks like you do. Watch him die immediately. 9% failure, 5% failure here. Or 9% wounded, rather. I think we're going to head down to the Statues of the Gods. I'd rather not risk this guy immediately dying after all that travel. Oh. And Kairos is going to take the Statues of the Gods, isn't he? Man, this poor Tech Thief. It's just not happening for him. Toxodem. Where do we put you? You have the Musk of Dominus, which is kind of garbage, but what you do have is a high amount of levels, which would be potentially helpful to Ikit. So I guess you're going to head up here, and you're going to pop into Ikit's army for at least some time. We'll see for how long. More so Valley Vineyards, I'd love to build you, but I'm not sure that we have the money. Alright, so unfortunately I think we've no choice but to fight the Battle of Teotihuacan manually, which once again means a heck of a lot of bombardment. Man, but it would be so much better as a field battle. We could potentially get overwhelmed on a field battle against all those constructs, as opposed to going over the walls and just bombarding them until they're all dead. We'll give them another chance, maybe. Maybe another army will come out and play. Like this army, for example. What's it doing out here? Maybe it's gonna go after these guys, but maybe it'll try to reinforce. Alright. We'll wait, then. We'll wait. Now, we do want to build the stuff here, and it is still relatively cheap. Once again, we do still have to make use of our materials. Let's see. The Plague Abbey is free, which is fantastic. Build the lab as well, and what else do we actually want to build here? We could go for, oh, yes, definitely Construction Cavern, and we either go for another Clan War Council. Once again, it's never going to get cheaper. Do the Weapons Burrows or the Arsenal, but no, once again, I think the Clan Summit, Clan War Council, whatever, is the thing to do. Alright, and you're going to have to actually stay in expansions planning. Our money is dropping everywhere. Ugh, okay. Definitely have to fight next turn. No choice. Alright, how about anything else that we can build that's reasonable in terms of expenses? Nuka, we do want your fortified entries. You're kind of in a dangerous place. We eventually will want to delete those, but for now, okay, and then replace them with spices, but for now. At 2,000 gold, though, there's probably other places where we're better off investing the cash. Aquitaine, I mean, I guess we could build the alarm tunnel there, but it's similarly kind of meh. And Broken Lands of Tianli, you're about to get kicked out by Miao Ying. I think maybe we cancel the Village of the Tigerman Nest Layer as well. I would like to get Pustin moving, though. How much did this cost? Wait. 3.3k and 2.6k. Oh man, that's way too expensive. Oh, I don't like that one bit. We don't have 6,000 gold for this, that's for certain. I guess we could sail out and then land at Skeggy and then hit these guys there. Sail out without them, I mean. Probably the way to go. At least this way we can move. Go this way to where you don't suffer attrition. Oh, you know what? Land in the High Sentinel, because that way you can hold off on losing an extra 500 gold per turn. And then that way, in theory, next turn we can still do stuff. Alright, good. And I just realized, should I have built something here? No, we're good here. Alright. Alright, now we do need to do building before going next turn, unfortunately. Just gonna try to do it real quick. You are in what? Efficient planning, good. You are in... Yeah, we need to keep track of the public order in a lot of places. I mean, these places are all in good public order. Spanisotic is fine, or if it's not fine, it will be fine. You are in public order as well, and it's rising. Here we go, Headhunter's Jungle. You need to switch to... Oh, you're in exploitative planning because our food losses. Okay, now you're gonna stay as you are. You are in exploitative planning as well due to the food situation, volcanic islands, and I guess we can just ignore most of these places. Which are also not having a great time. We've got only one more turn of that Confederation, so the public order should, well, hopefully fix itself. Food, not so much. Oh man, we're about to go into starving. In fact, I think we will drop to starving next turn. Not so great. Our empire might become too big and it might not be possible to go back up to plentiful food. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to figure it out. Anyway, skip. Undercity, yeah, I can't deal with it. We might have to use the Undercities in order to try to fix the food situation, actually. You know what? Go for the Scavenger Raiders. Doesn't cost anything. And expensive though it may be, I guess we can build the subterranean pit here. On the other hand, this might get just retaken by Lothern real quick. You know, just build the food thing. End turn. I didn't forget anything. Who are you again? Oh, right, the lab guy. You're fine. I'll move him next turn. Not significant enough to be concerned with. Let's hope somebody attacks us so that we can get some food out of killing them. Okay, obviously not this. I like the lion theme, though, that Miao Ying is going for, but anyway. She's going to retake this, I assume. And she'll keep it, that's fine, we'll retake it for ourselves. Although I guess sacking it won't be too much... worth too much there. But it's not like we were looking to keep it. I mean, we were originally, but then when Kugath started dying and thus having to move our Eshin army to bail him out meant that we wouldn't be able to defend those territories. So that was always going to be a consequence of attempting to keep Kugath alive. Alright, it looks like we're heading to Kuran. Mechanical Cloud. No, we'll take the money. Alright, trait gained, settlement lost, that's fine. Faction destroyed parts of Trantio. Ambusher discovered Lamon Dal. I don't see why we'd care. Another like 50 bell polishers. Okay, thank you. Okay. Ready for duty, Abscythe the Corrupted Gracia. Ready for duty. Balequint is back up and running. Good. You will obviously join Ikit's army. Ikit Claws ready to go again. Alright, good. So, what we need to do is this. You, sir, are going to reset your skills and we'll replace you with Ikit. Replace Lord. No, not replace. Wait. Reset all skill points, because his skill points are absolute garbage, but he has Ominous Rumblings, which we may use for another somewhat Doomflayer-centric army. Reset skill points, accept. Good. And Ikit Claw, that's you, my friend. Good. You won't be able to move as far, but that's fine. Now, Ikit, let's do your points real quick. Power Overload, and obviously we want to go into Doomsday Scientist. The very latest thing, Concentrated Flame Ammunition. Recruit rank and local recruit duration for Doomwheels. That's actually kind of a useless trait. And the acquisition of Warp Fuel does nothing for us. Loyalty for Warlock Masters. Well, I guess one Warlock Master capacity ain't too bad. Funnily enough, the unique line for Ikit is kind of terrible. I mean, I'm sure it's good for him due to the Warp Fuel acquisition, but for us it's kind of useless, and even this is kind of trash. It would have if it was at least 2, maybe. And this is also not great. Yeah. Especially since we wouldn't be using a legendary lord generally to recruit anyway. They're generally too busy, and you'd be using another lord to do that. On the bright side, though, while the army powering up line is trash, it gets its own sort of personal power-up line is a lot better. Melee attack, biometric interface, those are the important ones, and then, of course, Second Wind Serum, which is fantastic at keeping him alive. Yeah, Adrenaline Rush, not so useful. Root Marcher, Inspiring Presence, Warp Lightning, we also go for... I mean, he's going to be using his own Zap Zap, it gets Zap Zap, so he'll definitely want Engineering Skill and then Blast Master. And frankly, he's probably also wait, Engineering Skill buffs the Doom Wheels as well. Yeah, alright, so that'll be everything he wants. And Blast Master. Because he has a special unit of Rattling Guns as well as Giselles. And then into Rally, and then we will go for Warp Smart, and I think that's the only one that he wants. Because this is all the Scryer, the technological stuff. Alright, and then Standard Die. We could get him some... stuff like jetpack and stuff, but it might be better that we go into Ancient Cunning just so that we have the additional ambush chance. And possibly it might be better to go into Quartermaster. He does have plenty of levels left over, after all. Oh, you know what? I probably should have gotten him Sneaky because he's kind of vulnerable to range fire, but it's all good. Alright, now Kuran. Oh, the enemy lord ran, meaning they're just going to let us sack it for 11k. Oh, thank you, game. We really needed that. Trelb. I guess... we set up the plague here. It looks like this one might not be transferring to it. Or do we wait? It might still work. Alright, fine. Just go here. And we'll still move Wicked to reinforce and then guard the place for a little bit. Plus he'll want the additional XP. I guess you're gonna trespass here. I mean, I guess if we put... well, Skrolk has plenty of movement remaining. We should probably keep him moving. Yeah, we're gonna trespass again unless these guys want a non-aggression. Ow! We need to get the military access with the Decadent Coast, but they're not gonna do it. Let's try and crack 6. They're not liking us very much. Watch them get the Dark Elves to attack us. That would be... that would actually not be so great.
Your time with me is
We need to try to acquire the defensive alliance with Marathi there. Granted, she has some territory down here that we might want to get for ourselves, but, well, for now. Anyway, Ikit, no choice in the matter, my friend. You're going to trespass so that you can occupy the place. And I'm just going to be hopeful that you can still move close enough towards it in order to occupy it and leave Lord Skrolk from wasting his time. I'll resolve this. Oh. It's gonna... really? This garbage? Huh, okay, I guess it was a waste trespassing after all. I mean, unless we want to let the wolf rats die. This battle really is not worth fighting, is it? Because not only that, we have to fight it manually because it's a garbage little garrison. I mean, we could fight it... fine, we're gonna fight it manually, we're gonna do it real quick. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just going to be pretty much a bombardment of the plague claw, so we can just speed through it. We still want the massive amount of money that the game will offer us for this. And I suppose there is something to be said for not having to take a lot of damage with Ikit's army or anybody else. Oh, and I guess Skrolk can sack it, then move after the other army after he passes through the territory. Chase it down. It's not like we're going to be looking to chase down Lewin again. He won't be back. The charge bonus would have actually probably been helpful on the Doomwheel-centric aspect, or the Doomwheel-centric side of the future army of Ikit, but obviously, since we just killed him, he's not coming back in enough time, so... yeah. Anyway, Skrolky, as usual, goes straight ahead. You guys go here. We can just mostly win this by bombardment, I'm willing to bet, so just wait like this. Alright, and I believe that's all we gotta do. Alright, catapults. Let's do this and this. Skrolk, move towards the gate, and you go here. Now, how are the enemy... oh! Enemy artillery can actually fire on our melee troops. Alright, melee troops back off. Just for a little bit. Alright, let's not let them do this. You're going to pop the festering pool on top of all this. And we'll see if that's sufficient to kill those guys off. And if it's not, we'll pop the menace below as well. Alright, how are those towers looking? Okay, let's speed this up while we're at it. What are they firing at? Ah, they're just firing at the Plague Monks, that's fine. Or the Plague Priests, rather. Tower 1 is down, Tower 2 about to be down, and then the catapults can do whatever. Alright, and the Festering Pool is, by the looks of it, either sufficient, not quite sufficient. Very close to it, though. I guess some of the clan rats on top of him. It gets on field, we won't need him. Artillery, keep on firing away at whatever it is that you can reach. And kill off those field trebs, please. Alright, let's speed it back up and... Oh, is the gate already broken? Yeah, gate already broken. Can we summon inside the settlement this time? Nope. Huh. I think it's something about the settlement that's broken, but we... How? Unlike last time, we can summon outside the settlement, though, and that works still. Alright, fine. Summon outside, then. I will use you. And you. And you. For cheap, and then all three of you. We don't need to use it. I'll speed it up in a second. We'll get a proper battle going. Alright, like so, and then just speed it up to max. Let the... Oh, wow, are you? Huh. The damsel is actually getting killed by the plague claws? That's kind of impressive. Okay, you guys, please, just... Okay, fine, slow it back down. Slow it back down. All of you, Group 1, go kill those questing knights. I would also like you to... Oh, I can summon again. Alright, well, that'll make it a little bit easier. Let's pop more rats here. We will also pop the... Rod of Corruption, and if I can find the enemy lord in here, who's right there, I can actually click him outside the... Oh, there we go. I clicked the right one. No, I clicked the Paladin, or the Grail Knights rather than the Paladin. Actually, maybe that's not the worst thing in the world anyway. Alright, Festering Pool right on those Knights. Everybody else moving on in, and we'll just speed it back up. Alright, catapults, I would like at least some of you to move at least a little bit closer, so let's get you right here. And then you three are still firing, but could probably spread yourselves out a little bit. Keep it at max speed. Skrolk and Co will take care of all the elites here, and just keep going forward, the enemy will die. Alright, Grail Knights are nearly out, and everybody else is fine. Frankly, it's probably just a waste of time to control Lickett and bother with having him deal with anything here, because Skrolk's presence should more dissension everybody here over time. And of course, the not so more dissension of the Plague Claw catapults, but they're, well, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Alright, and we should be nearly good. Another Festering Pool available to us, but I'm not sure that we need it. Interesting to see that the Plague Claws, while they are dropping around our own units, the Plague Priests are not hurt. I think it's the Curse of Cannibalism that's on Skrolk's army currently that's allowing this to happen, as otherwise I think our own units would have killed them. Are we good now? Who's still around? Oh, really? Really? There's a unit up on top of the walls here. We have to get in proximity to them. I should have left one of the rats. One of the clan rat summons is what I was getting at. Skrolk just moved towards them, and oh, you gotta be kidding me, there's another one up there. And yeah, obviously this should have really been auto-resolvable. We didn't really have to do anything whatsoever here and just played it at max speed. But that's what I get for moving the wolf rats. And I guess that's another reason why it's kind of useless to build wolf rats, isn't it? Just completely useless to build them whatsoever, because the auto-resolve hates them and it just will kill them constantly, preventing you from ever being able to auto-resolve unless you have them as summons. And that's why it's better to not build them and just use them as summons from Packmasters instead. Which is a bit of a shame. But that's auto-resolve for you. That's just part of the Total War experience nowadays, or all of the days, so adapt, overcome, etc. Anyway, this settlement garrison is destroyed, and that sweet, sweet 11k sack value is ours. Don't move back. I clicked Ikit instead. Now, can Ikit occupy Kuran? Yes, you can. We're obviously not using food on this. Prescribe for Ikit? Sure. And then, Skrolk can't reach Baldemir Paravon. Huh, but can Baldemir Paravon then reach us? Well, he certainly can't be recruiting, but he's across the river. I think Ikit can handle him. And if he besieges him, it really doesn't matter. Also, why is the plague... why does the Pestilens Scheme Priest have Warp Lightning crackling around him? Anyway. I would... no, actually, you know what? It's useless to go for Dirthu. 1, his defeat rate is terrible. 2, if we declare war on him, he'll start jumping down and starting to reclaim Athel Loren, and frankly, we don't want to deal with that right now. Skrolk, you're gonna have to trespass again then. Or we could go this way, maybe take Marienburg? Unless Grommy is trying to do that. You know what, maybe we take Marienburg and then have Ikat Claw watch it. Let's go to the edge of this territory. We'll see about what you guys can do. Maybe take Marienburg and then go this way. Go this way and then start fighting the ogres and Morgr and whatnot. We will probably still send a few armies over to Ulthuan, but frankly, look at Ulthuan. It's not doing so hot, so yeah, we can more or less ignore it for now. Just gotta make sure we try to get that defensive alliance with you anyway. Let's see who else can move this turn. Ian, I believe you're ready to sail. I mean, you could go to Poxmarsh for the turn, but I think we sail. These guys are still alive, so we could leave them to keep fighting amongst themselves. We are not yet at war with Talaqua, so we don't have to worry about them. Oh, wait, are we at war with Torilisor? I don't remember. We are not at war with Torilisor. They are only at war with the Seducers of Slaanesh for some weird reason. They do actually have a decent bit of territory. Oh, or does it count as... It probably counts as Temperate Island over there, doesn't it? Meaning, actually, it's one of the very, very few territories that isn't useful to us. Alright, fine. Nivaventer and Ian. You're going this way, buddy. Or up to the ogres. It doesn't really matter. Just go somewhere, find some food, find some XP. Do what you can. And we'll deal with these guys once they're done with whatever it is they're doing. It's the likelihood that these guys sail towards us. They are at war with Kairos. We could try to help Kairos out. It might be something for Nivaventer to do. Nivaventer, one last chance. I guess you could land without Plague Priests, but that concerns me. Is there an island you could grab while we wait for Plague Priests? You know what, I think we just get him whatever Plague Priests, and then we just get better ones afterwards. Because both of these are terrible, but he has to have Plague Priests in his army, that's the thing. Alright, we'll do that. And then they'll get replaced by better ones immediately, I'm sure, and then we'll replace them again. Vermich, you're fine, or at least we will deal with you in a second. Well, that didn't work out. We're gonna have to just attack this. I want a cinematic fight, especially with one of our new armies, which is why I'm just kind of bouncing around like this. Pustin, with those darn units of... Those darn beastmen gone. I think you're gonna grab the Galleon's graveyard real quick, so go this way. And that'll allow Trere to hopefully reach you a little bit sooner. And then while you won't have everything you want, because you're still wanting those regiments of renown, you can grab them at the Galleon's graveyard, which will have essentially no defenses, and then you can threaten Ulthuan, and then grab a few islands in there as well. And obviously trade Ulthuan's territories. Mutant, hold off, buddy. Nivaventer, hold off. Metastone, alright. Are you in range of anything? By the looks of it, Khalid's main stack is... has our main stack been destroyed? I'm not sure. What I am sure of is that we need to protect the Shattered Stone base. So, we're going to go here. Oh, there's Kugath. Where's Khalid's main stack then? I suppose it doesn't matter. Go here. Defend Kugath. Do their plagues hurt us, or do their plagues help us? I wonder. Well, we'll see if we get it. And also, Greasy is a decent defeat trait, so if we can pick that up, that would be swell in helping us fix our situation, generally speaking. Nakai, surprisingly, decided not to try to deal with us here. Shiwu does have a garrison, and I think we will fight this, because we've been having a difficult time actually getting proper battles going. Plus, we could probably get a defensive alliance with the Dark Elves here by trading them the territory, which is probably fine. Alrighty, close victory, medium casualties, and with Nakai's fairly strong army nearby, we do have to fight this. Plus, I'm excited to try out the Warp Lightning Cannons in their current state. Double check that we don't have points, and points we do in fact have. The important stuff in terms of the magics you already have, don't you? Grab Renowned. And then I think you're probably in the same situation, ain't you? No, you... Oh, did you not have Arcane Conduit? No, you did. Oh, one is one level ahead of the other. All right, finally a cinematic battle, go. Alrighty, here we go. Time for the debut of the Poison Wind Army with the addition of the 2 Warp Lightning cannons and the Avalanche mortars. This army has received a pretty darn significant power-up compared to what it was before, though I would say that I might be willing to replace one of the Poison Wind Globadiers with another Warlock Engineer, simply to buff up the ammunition of the mortars, whose ammunition isn't all that high compared to other units. And especially the Avalanche mortars ammunition, because they're a ludicrously powerful unit, and any additional ammunition they get will be an additional significant power-up for the army. Anyway, looks like they're in range. They're going to get the first of those Avalanche mortar shots out. And they have that split shot ability, and split shot on death globes is just insanity. First volley will hit the skink cohorts here, taking about half of their HP with maybe, I don't know, half of the projectiles hitting, maybe less, who knows. And, ooh, it'll collapse the barrier they were standing on as well, and allow a few of the additional hits from the Plague Claws to come down. Lovely. The other mortars don't appear to be quite in range, but we just have to wait it out a little bit, as the enemy will eventually have to move towards us. Or, if it comes down to it, we can simply send our units of our Plague Priests into the enemy settlement. There we go, that's a nice hit. Into the enemy settlement and have them summon a bunch of Vermintide clan rats. Anyway, skink cohort with javelins is just about done. I did take a fair bit of ammunition for it. But we gotta annoy the enemy army into actually moving towards us. Alright, anybody else? Looks like some Kroxigors are trying to move out and head out towards us. Let's get some clan rats in there to block them off so that they can't charge down the ramp. We do have 2 units of Death Globes and 2 units of Poison Wind Globadiers on the ramp as well. And they should be reasonably effective against the Kroxigors as long as the clan rats hold them back. Alright, here we go. First of the volleys from the Death Globes and the Poison Winds, and of course all the other units are firing at those poor Kroxies as well, who quickly lose about 90% of their HP and then get obliterated. Nice. And even a few of the clan rats are still alive. Of course, our volleys have killed a few hundred clan rats while we were going after those Kroxies, but that works just fine. Gonna have to manually retarget our regular Poison Wind mortars. And there are a couple of skink cohorts back here that are not moving towards us, but, well, they're going to suffer for it. I'd wager. There we go. Very nice volley. Taking about a third of the HP from one and the other unit as well. More enemies moving towards us, and wellity, if it isn't the enemy's, I guess, second most threatening unit. And the Feral Stag, the first threatening unit, of course, being the enemy lord. The Feral Stag takes a bunch of those anti-large hits from those Poison Wind Globadiers, quickly dropping down to about half of its HP. It will continue to charge forth, however, and smash into our line of summoned Plague Monks before being hit by more Poison Wind Globadiers and a couple shots from those Warp Lightning cannons. Down goes the Stag relatively quickly. Lovely. Alright, back here it looks like the enemy skink cohort has been destroyed by the Festering Pool. The bounce power rapidly shifts to about 90% in our favor. The bombardment continues, and the morale is indeed improving for us and falling for the enemy. And of course we haven't suffered a single casualty as yet, and the enemy has to continuously take fire from the mortars in order to try to get close to us, only to get in range of the regular Death Globes and Poison Wind Globadiers as well. And there we go, some Source Warriors trying to charge forward as well, but once again we got summoned Plague Monks waiting. And the great thing about Plague Monk summons is that due to their unbreakable status, even if we kill like 98% of them with friendly fire, which we absolutely do, it doesn't matter because they will fight to the last and keep the enemy distracted while the Death Globes and Poison Winds come down. Alrighty, frankly, not a lot of work for the Warp Lightning Cannons in this particular battle so far, but, well, it not being a field battle, that's hardly surprising. We don't have walls to knock down. They did quickly destroy the enemy tower, but otherwise... Oh, look at that beautiful poison rain. Scryer and Pestilens in harmony. Alright, and it looks like the last of the enemy units are moving in. We got some Cold One Riders trying to charge forth through the lines of Plague Monks, but once again, getting stopped. Some nice hits from those Warp Lightning Cannons, and not to worry, since we'll be having Warp Lightning Cannons in two other armies than this, Ikit's army and Nivaventer Toxicus's army. We'll be seeing plenty more of them in the very near future. Alright, and I do believe the Avalanche mortars have at this point run out of ammunition. But everybody else still has a little bit in the way of ammo and can continue to fire. How are we doing out here? Well, the regular mortars are actually fine. I guess the Avalanche mortars, due to their extended range, also tend to run out of ammunition a little bit sooner. And an absolute slaughter of the poor Skinks and Saurus as they try to make their way towards our lines. As long as we have those Plague Priests able to summon the Clan Rats and block the enemy, the enemy doesn't have much chance, as the damage on all of these units is pretty solid. There we go, nice hits from the Death Globes and the Mortars, though once again I'm not big on the on this effect from the Poison Wind Mortars in particular, but you know, this army is the Poison Wind army and it certainly has to have those effects. Alright, and the enemy's last troops, I believe, have arrived to once again get blocked up by the Clan Rats. It's kind of hard to tell what the heck is happening, but I think we can guess. And just too many of those globe projectiles being chucked over the walls and up the ramp. And apparently into this little building, but that hardly matters. With that, I do believe most of the enemy units are done for. Bounce power's at about 95% in our favor. And probably only a matter of seconds until the enemy shall shatter. Alright, and okay, now there's one more full HP unit back here. Okay, it was full HP, these Saurus Spears, at least until they took a volley from the Poison Wind Mortars. And they'll continue firing upon them as they continue to move. Let's see how close they can reach us with all the mortars firing on them. And, oh, apparently, let's see, they're down to half HP. A few of the other Saurus units have come back as well, with a tiny, tiny amount of units. But they do still have to run the gauntlet. And yeah, as soon as we summon a unit of Clan Rats, it basically instantly loses almost all of its HP. But frankly, the same can be said of the enemy army, which is done, and we have not suffered, I believe, any real damage or casualties, that we'll check at the end. There we go, the battle is ours. We don't need to chase, but we do need to get into proximity of the enemy Saurus Old Blood here, who is not shattered like the rest of his troops. I noticed the enemy Saurus Old Blood has regeneration. Wait, what? A moment. The entire enemy army had regeneration. Why? Why does the entire enemy army have regeneration? Somebody tell me. I should have checked them beforehand. Do all of the defenders of the Great Plan get regeneration when they're on the defensive, maybe? That's curious. They can't have the Curse of Cannibalism since this is a defensive settlement. I wonder what it's from. Well, anyway, one enemy lord remaining, and we've still got more Clan Rats, where all those Clan Rats came from, and with no Poison Winds nearby, as they have stayed behind with the artillery. It's just piles of Clan Rats. Although I do have to wonder how many Clan Rats it would take to knock out a single Saurus Old Blood. A heck of a last stand for one of these ancient lizards, and he's, well, not really taking any damage, and the regeneration will probably outpace the damage done by summoned Clan Rats. Of course, we could move our heroes in, our Plague Priest, and do a little bit of damage, though they would be in at least slight danger from this guy as well. It is interesting that the entire enemy army has shattered, but this guy has not. He does not have Unbreakable, so he should, in theory, shatter eventually. But I love giving the enemy an opportunity for a lovely little last stand like this, so... I can't complain. Alright, and yeah, he's taken like 5 to 10% HP damage so far, but alright. I will just keep on summoning those clan rats. We could also potentially use Wither on him. Well, maybe we will after we have a sufficient number of clan rats, and we don't have any more Plague Monk summons, unfortunately, which means we can't get any more of those guys to actually dish out damage. Though he does have 75 armor, so they'd probably have a little bit of a tough time against him as well. Anyway, now let's speed this up a little bit. I think we've seen what this is all about. More clan rats coming in. He's now surrounded by many hundreds of them. And still holding, though he is wavering, perhaps with the numbers of units on field growing, the enemy lord is a little bit less likely to actually stay on field. And besides, we are going to move in some Poison Wind Globadiers to deal with him in a second. Got a few more shots of him doing a few more hits into the clan rats, and summon a couple hundred more clan rats to keep surrounding him. Well, slowly, very slowly losing HP. He has killed 26 of them, but I guess without a mount, he doesn't have the necessary splash damage to sort of mince infantry as much as he would perhaps like. Well, too bad for him. He does have 6.5 thousand damage. A Doom Rocket comes in from our Warlock Engineer, who has arrived, and there's the piles of Poison Winds and Death Gloves. A couple of volleys should send the guy running. Wavering, exhausted, and there go the volleys. This will kill many, many more hundreds of clan rats, and it will kill the enemy or hurt the enemy, but there we go. With that, the enemy lord shatters, and once again, it just feels so appropriate to kill hundreds, if not thousands of clan rats just to kill off one lizard. We have always got more clan rats where that came from. There we go. Oh, fantastic. Alright, very nice, and I'm glad to see the army. Damn, 72k, the Avalanche mortars are such an obnoxiously OP unit, but anyway, glad to see the Poison Wind army in action, or the Globadier / Bombardier army in action. It worked fairly well. The dinos and the Croxies aren't any kind of issue for the reason that we have the Warp Lightning cannons is for small single entities, not large single entities, as well as flyers, which these things would obviously not have a great time against. And yeah, I'm kind of impressed with the enemy lord there at the end, though probably he should have tried to at least push forth in the main part of the battle, not waited. But anyway, sacking and raising would be useless, so we will loot and occupy and then hopefully immediately trade the place away. Defenders of the Great Plan destroyed, but Nakai will bring them back shortly, I'm sure. Luckstone, I can hold on to it for now, probably won't need it, but who knows. And enemy killed in battle. We'll also pop the clan pit in here so that we can trade Shiwu for hopefully more value to these guys, though just out of curiosity. Right now it's, oh, we could immediately go into an alliance with them of any kind for it, without building anything. Maybe we do that then. Do we want a military alliance then? First of all, how do they feel about the other rats? They're pretty happy about them. And granted, this is territory that we could be competing for, but frankly, our empire size is fine. It's the food that we need to fix, and more settlements means more food issues as well. I mean, we could obviously build sort of farming settlements that just have that never go very high in tier, just have the food buildings. But nonetheless, I also don't want to mess around too much with any further admin. Anyway, we'll take you out of this. We'll pop you into channeling stance, and if Nakai goes for you, then he goes for you. That's fine. We will trade Shiwu to you for a military alliance, as well as the military access and all the money you're willing to offer us, which is quite a bit. Which will probably also make you weaker against the other guys, but whatever. It's not our problem. Propose offer. And frankly, making your own allies weaker does seem appropriate for Skaven as well. Anyway, with that, folks, we are out of time, unfortunately, with the interest waning in this campaign, which is normal as campaigns get older. The likes and comments have not reached the threshold, so we'll do the shorter episode, I guess, though I can't say that this is all that much shorter of one anyway. But anyway, next time we hopefully bail out Kugath. We continue on in Cathay. The two armies have arrived. Skrolk will most likely move through Marienburg and then southward after Morgur and Scrag, and then we got two new armies moving in to fight here and probably here as well, plus wherever Pestilens is headed, which is probably going to be Ulthuan. And we'll see how the dynamics of our Dark Elven friends in combination with the Chaos forces, which kind of are meh about us, end up after all this. More rats to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.